What did you used to play with when you was little?
Well, I used to play with my teddies and dolls like you play with your teddies. Mummy had a teddy called Tiny Tears. A dolly, called Tiny Tears. He was like a plastic doll. You can still get similar ones now, I think. And Uncle Matt used to have a teddy called Super Ted. And you've seen some of the Super Ted episodes, haven't you?
So, and with Texas Pete.
Yeah, so we used to play with them, and we used to really annoy Grandad because we used to put on all voices for our teddies and things. So that used to really annoy Grandad.
Did it like? But Daddy and you like the voice of Gigi and Taggy.
We do. These are. Should we get them on video?
Hi! Hi!
Okay.
Me, Patsy!
So what else did you want to ask me about?
How much did you like phones out of 10?
Well, we didn't used to have any mobile phones when we were little, or iPads or anything. I think the first computer that we had was a Sony Mega Drive, probably when we were about 10, something like that. And we used to play a game called Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was really the only sort of games that we had then. And then when Mummy was about 19, when she was in university, that's the first time she got a mobile, and that was like a big brick. It wasn't like there was no such thing as iPhones and iPads when Mummy and Daddy were little. We could ask about outdoor games as well.
How much good was Uncle Matt out of 10?
At football?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we were little, we used to play similar games to what you do now, actually. So Uncle Matthew used to play football for a football team, like you and Sammy play for Upton. He used to play for Monadissa, so the balls were the same. Probably less posh football boots and trainers than there are now. But other than that, it was all really the same. And
what sport did you used to play?
Well, Mummy used to play tennis, like you and Sammy do, and Uncle Matt did. So we used to play with a sponge ball like you do when we were little as well. Used to be called short tennis, and then there was no such thing as the red and orange balls. We just went straight from sponge to full tennis balls. So it was probably a bit more difficult for us when we were little. But the tennis courts were the same, but there was a lot less indoor courts when we were little. So we had to freeze playing outside most of the time. But other than that, it was pretty much the same, really, with the outdoor games. We liked things like rounders and cricket and things like that, and they were all probably more or less the same.
Did you like watching the matches too?
Well, when we were little, there was a lot less matches on the telly. So I think Match of the Day was probably still on, but there was no such thing, really, as Sky Sports with all the matches on a Sunday and things like that. So we watched a lot less football really when we were little, only because there wasn't as much on the telly. We only had like channels 1, 2, 3 and 4. There was none of all the extra channels. So yeah, it was a bit
unfair,
lacking really, yeah. Well, we didn't realise at the time, but when you look back now, we didn't have much choice when we were little. And there was no such things as things like, you know, Sky Plus, where you record things and then fast forward through all the breaks and fast forward and rewind to the points where you want to. There was no such thing as that when we were little.
Did you just have to watch the breaks?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
But you might go to the toilet on the break.
So is there anything else?
And then when you come back, it might be on again. So embarrassed you do that.
So is that the end of our interview?
Yeah.
Thanks for interviewing me, Freddie. Should we wave?
Bye.
Bye.